If you would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sandy, could we have the roll call, please?
Councilmember Shippers?
Here.
Ellenboss?
Here.
Ingalls? King?
Here.
Mayor Folkins?
Here. At this time, if we could have a motion to approve the agenda as it has been presented this evening.
I will make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second that.
Councilmember Ellenboss?
Yes.
Ingalls? King?
Yes.
Shippers?
Yes?
Mayor Folkins?
Yes, motion carries. We'll go ahead and open the floor for our first public comment. We do ask that if you come forward to please state your name and keep your comments to 3 minutes or less.
Terrell Bodery, 406 Stimson. Before I get into the appeal response, I'd like to make a complaint against Hope Thompson for attempting to require I give ID before paying for documents I'd requested, as apparently anyone can pay for anyone's FOIA request. Skipping grammar mistakes, the city semi-correctly states that I stated that a fee cannot be charged because the city failed to identify the nature of the unreasonably high costs. The city then incorrectly states that as a basis, I question why the city cannot afford $28 worth of labor costs when it pays the police officers nearly $2 million every year to write tickets. This is incorrect. The statement of, if the city can't afford $28 in labor it's already paying for, but can afford to pay 17 officers nearly $2 million every year for only 1,000 tickets, where 2 other agencies patrol, there's a problem, came after my argument of 15234 Section 3 and the city policy of VA7, which you admit to violating in the next paragraph. Quote, the city did indicate by checking the box on the detailed itemization that the failure to charge a fee would result in unreasonably high costs to the city. However, the city did not include specific reasons. End quote. This is contrary to 15234 Section 3. Skipping your non sequitur explanation of block, another grammar mistake, and your non sequitur opinion of the indigency waiver, you finally state the nature of the unreasonably high costs. Essentially, that 1.5 hours of public resources is too much for a FOIA request. I'd agree, especially when it took 1.5 hours to find 4 records or 5 pages that had allegedly been previously requested and didn't complete the request. You then speak on swagger. In your appeal addendum, you cite to Swinger v. City of Ludington. However, the case does not stand for the proposition you cite. To the contrary, the court rules that the city can require payment even if the documents are never accepted. The plaintiff in Swinger made essentially the same argument you are making in your appeal, that only upon acceptance of the documents can the public body charge a fee. This is simply not true, and you're putting words in my mouth. The 2013 plaintiff had chance to review the documents and after doing so refused to pay, resulting in the 2015 Swagger case where they were forced to do so by the court because the request had been fulfilled by the city after attaching documents to a lawsuit response. This differs greatly from the we can require fees before releasing documents of this city. I'd like to FOIA request both copies of that receipt, and that is my time.
Mayor and members of the City Council, may I ask, or not ask, but just advise City Council that there's a proper process for filing a FOIA request. That is not it.
No.
And so, Mr. Bodery, if you wish to request public documents through the Freedom of Information Act, I kindly request that you contact our FOIA coordinator, whom I know you have experience communicating with, to go through the proper channels of requesting information. Thank you.
Okay, seeing no one else, we'll close public comment and move to the approval of the consent agenda. This evening, we do have the minutes from our regular meeting, which was held on September 20th, 2021.
Go ahead and make the motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Councilmember Ingalls, King,
Yes.
Shippers,
Yes.
Ellenboss,
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. Go ahead.
Okay, the first request is for the display of a banner from November 1st to November 8th, 2021 for the Cadillac Band Boosters Hobby and Craft Show.
I'll make a motion to approve the display of banner from November 1st, 2021 to November 8th, 2021 for the Cadillac Band Boosters Hobby and Craft Show.
I'll second that.
Councilmember King,
Yes.
Shippers,
Yes.
Ellenboss,
Yes.
Ingalls, Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries.
The next request is for the display of a banner from November 15th to November 22nd, 2021 for the Cadillac Area Symphony Orchestra.
I'd make a motion to approve the display of a banner from November 15th, 2021 to November 22nd, 2021 for the Cadillac Area Symphony Orchestra. Support.
Councilmember Shippers,
Yes.
Ellenboss,
Yes.
Ingalls, King,
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries.
The next request is for the display of a banner from October 25th to November 1st, 2021 for Vote November 2nd, 2021 City of Cadillac election.
I would make a motion to approve the display of a banner from October 25th, 2021 to November 1st, 2021 for Vote November 2nd, 2021 City of Cadillac election.
Support.
Councilmember Ellenboss,
Yes.
Ingalls, King,
Yes.
Shippers,
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries.
Next request is for the display of a banner from November 8th to November 15th, 2021 for the Cadillac Garden Club Holiday Home Tour.
I'll make that motion to approve the display of banner from November 8th to November 15th, both in 2021, for the Cadillac Garden Club Holiday Home Tour.
I'd second that.
Councilmember Ingalls, King,
Yes.
Shippers,
Yes.
Ellenboss,
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. Okay, this evening in the packet, we do have the minutes from the Zoning Board of Appeals last meeting. This time, we'll open the floor for our second public comment. Same as the first, if you'd state your name and have your comments, 3 minutes or less.
Yes, my name is Howard Hooker, and I live on 138 West Bremer Street. And I was just curious if y'all got something figured out with the flooding situation that's going on down there. And I did put a claim in, and I guess my question is, how deeply do I need to go into this claim? I know it's got to be pretty deep, but if I have some kind of hearing that I need to go through and I need to seek counsel for the issues that I have, I guess it's important that I know where I'm at with all this situation. So, my question is as far as the damages to my property, do I need to get a lawyer to get some kind of reimbursement from the city here on my damages? Because I haven't contacted one yet, and I don't know how the city works, and I just basically need to know what I need to do so that I can get reimbursed for the damages on my property, and there's a lot of it. So just wondering where it's at in the situation with the flooding on Bremer Street. Y'all got something you can give me on that?
No, sir. Public comment is just public comment.
Oh,
But, yes.
But, Mayor, if you want, I can try to address, maybe we can go to the order.
Yeah, that would be,
huh?
okay, the city manager said that during the good of the order, that he'll provide some feedback on your question.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Stand by.
Terrell Bodie, 406 Stimson. The flags that were thankfully removed are truly a representation of the writings of George Orwell realized, a symbol of the then-future Kafkaesque dystopian authoritarian state. We could stay in fiction, as Orwell's 1984 was then, but I'd rather stay in reality. Start smaller and go towards larger systemic problems later on. On May 6th, 2020, Ashlyn Lisby was a 23-year-old woman walking on the shoulder, attempting to reach the hotel her and her partner Marcus, who was with her, were staying at the time. Also on that night, roughly 9:30, 22-year veteran of the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department, Officer Jonathan Henderson, was on his way to roll call. From all of the fairly bare reporting I've seen, the crash was so violent, the black box activated. Ashlyn died, leaving an oval-shaped indent near the middle of the hood of the patrol car and cracking the windshield, while 8 months pregnant. The child she was carrying was delivered alive via emergency C-section and soon after died. Henderson stated that he was looking in the rearview mirror and did not see Lisby. And the chief of police said that there were some lights out in the area at the time, and that's unfortunate, wearing dark clothes, obviously. News reports state that the lawsuit Marcus has brought in federal court states that police report allege it was the pedestrian's fault. So for some reason, not driving with lights on after dark, driving while distracted, as the black box would later show, at 33 miles an hour over the posted limit of 45, or 78 miles an hour, makes you ineligible for manslaughter charges, let alone discipline. Marcus Lewis Jr. and the family of Ashlyn have each had to file separate federal lawsuits against Henderson and his department, Marcus having nightmares for over a year after watching the mother of and his child die from a peace officer in a marked cruiser who has yet to face repercussions. Henderson has been on paid administrative leave with mental health services to boot for over a year. You can read all day about regular people being charged with manslaughter, but when it's a cop, when you know for a fact that they killed someone, it's peace life, and this flag promotes that culture. I sincerely hope you have great settlement conversations tonight over Bertram, Hicks, and the federal lawsuit brought against you for what Objepka calls not police brutality. If you truly value or follow your core values and guiding behaviors, you won't have them sign an NDA. Thanks.
Okay, seeing no one else, we'll close public comment and move to the good of the order.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council. As we all know, we just had a resident address us, Mr. Hooker, regarding questions about damages to his property after a significant late summer rainstorm. It was mentioned that a claim form was turned in. We, the city, right now would not have information as to where that's at in terms of it being processed, only because if it was just recently turned in, even within the last week or two, it's likely still with our claims processor. And so you just have to stand by. I cannot give you legal advice.
Thank you. I just,
but
that's your little feedback.
so,
you know, I don't
yeah,
need a
no,
lot, just a little
and
bit.
all of my information and our liability manager, all of that's available online too. Just give us a call during office hours. We're happy to talk to you.
I appreciate it.
So,
Thanks.
yep.
Okay, anything else in good of the order?
No, I'm good.
Okay, then we're going to need a motion to go into closed session.
I'll make a motion to adjourn to closed session to consult with the city attorney regarding trial or settlement strategy in connection with Cubitt versus City of Cadillac et al., Western District of Michigan, case number 1:20-CV-01084, Invite Adam Ochepka, Director of Public Safety.
I'll second that.
Councilmember King,
Yes.
Shippers.
Yes.
Ellenboss.
Yep.
Ingalls. Mayor Filkins.
Yes, motion carries.
Support.
Councilmember Shippers.
Yes.
Ellenboss.
Yes.
Ingalls. King.
Yes.
Mayor Filkins.
Yes, motion carries. Marcus?
Thank you, Mayor and members of the City Council. At this time, it would be appropriate for City Council to consider a motion to approve settlement of case number 1:20-CV-01084, Cubitt versus City of Cadillac et al., per the terms discussed in closed session, and to authorize the city manager, clerk, and mayor to execute all documents necessary to memorialize the settlement.
I will make that motion.
I'll second it.
Councilmember Ellenboss.
Yes.
Ingalls. King,
Yes.
Shippers.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes. Motion carries.
Mayor and members of City Council, related to the motion and action that Council just took, I think it's important that I read the statement aloud to the public accordingly regarding the settlement of the Cubitt versus City of Cadillac case. The city's insurance company made a business decision to settle the dispute to avoid the costs and uncertainty of litigation, and the City of Cadillac and Donald W. Cubitt now have, pursuant to City Council's approval, settled all litigation related to Cubitt versus City of Cadillac, case number 1:20-CV-01084. Not accepting the city's insurance carrier's recommendation could result in limited coverage, which would not be in the city's best interests. Cubitt filed a lawsuit in November 2020 against the City of Cadillac, the City of Cadillac Police Department, and 2 City of Cadillac police officers in their individual and official capacities, seeking damages related to a March 2020 arrest of Cubitt's minor son, Donald B. Cubitt. Under the settlement, Cubitt has agreed to dismiss the lawsuit. The city also has denied any wrongdoing, and settlement does not constitute an admission of liability. Thank you.
All right, with that, we'll go ahead and adjourn.
All right.